If you had to name the number one horror character that haunted your dreams as a child, who would you choose? The archetypes are many and the field rich with contenders, but hands down the most frightening has to be the traditionally beloved children's figure, trusted, affable, laughed at and even scorned, the harmless clown. As far back as 1876, French literary critic Edmond de Goncourt suggested the previously comical clown archetype was now rather terrifying and full of anxiety and apprehension, before likening their pageant mimicry to the courtyard of a lunatic asylum. Early theatrical references to this darker meditation appear in the famous opera Pagliacci in 1892, and in the French play La Femme de Tabourin in 1887, both of which feature a clown murdering his wife.
Clarabelle, kids? Tell me, are you ready for the big surprise? You are? All right, Clarabelle, tell me now. What is the surprise? Please, quick, what is it? What?
With names like Clarabelle and Bozo, the jolly clowns of yesteryear were designed to entertain and appeal to the equally innocent. Even Jolly Ronald McDonald was employed as an ambassador to entice young children into the fast food franchise. Nowadays, with obesity and heart disease rife in the community, Ronald is viewed as a more prolific murderer than Stephen King's It. But what in the zeitgeist soured our view of these once jubilant jesters, painting them instead as silent, malevolent and homicidal maniacs?
Hi, Georgie.
Child psychologists suggest it comes down to the perception, much as with Santa, that these figures are harmless and should be allowed access, sometimes in an intimidatingly physical way, to the child's personal space. In a word, stranger danger, but with the added complication of not knowing who is behind the painted smile and red nose, or what their motivation could possibly be. A chilling real-life scenario that only furthered our sense of unease. Serial clown killer John Wayne Gacy once said to officers before his arrest, "You know, clowns can get away with murder." Pogo the Clown, aka Gacy, was found guilty of 33 counts of murder and subsequently executed in 1994. But did this real-life IT spark the match that would detonate the fun clown persona for good? Perhaps feeding off the resulting public concern, the 80s ushered in a number of films that subverted the typically comic aesthetic into a terrifying demonic device. The films Poltergeist, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Clown House, and it banked on the clown's darker persona. Next came the sickening film franchise Saw, where a terrifying clown-faced puppet took the reins and steered humanity so far from the positive clown image there was no way we could recover. Rob Zombie's House of 1000 Corpses further paid homage to Sid Haig's Captain Fried Chicken frothing jester, Captain Spaulding.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And the charismatic and methodical Heath Ledger took his portrayal of Batman's the Joker far beyond the criminally insane heights of his forebears, to create a new standard of how to portray an off-balance fool. Perhaps the notion of a perennially cheerful individual is so foreign in our modern context that we can't help but read into their over-exaggerated jests and caked makeup. Filled with paranoia and suspicion, perhaps we question if the person beneath the preposterous facade is just as damaged. Unfortunately for the coulrophobes among us, advances in costume makeup and CGI have led to increasingly terrifying renditions of the once bland bozo formula. Its unhinging jaw reveals nightmare-inducing needle-like teeth, and the demented leathery scalp and wide-grinned mask of American Horror Story's Twisty the Clown is stomach-churning. But as society becomes more and more desensitized to horror and gore, filmmakers are tasked to fuel our nightmares with an element of even greater reality. What does the future of film hold for clowns? Will bloodied, sharp-toothed jesters revert back to the moping demeanor of Grimaldi and Pagliacci types? With American Horror Story releasing more and more skin-crawling episodes, shrouded in the phenomenal success of the ID remake, it's safe to say that the evil clown narrative will have us trapped in its tiny town car for a long ride yet.
Take it.